Hey, memers and streamers! In celebration of passing 100 subscribers recently, this crabby old bugger figured he'd take a swing and a miss at some PvP gaming tips in a sort of humorous, brutal, give him hell and tell it like it is format. As silly as this video is intended to be though, there's actually a lot of wisdom packed in here, so it's probably worth it for new players to actually pay attention. If you're anything short of a seasoned pro, you'll probably find something helpful in here somewhere. If you do, a friendly thumbs up would sure be appreciated. So, here is 10 tips on how not to get your ass kicked in PvP. It may seem obvious, but shoot the other guy. A lot. In the head if you can. And remember, if you can't hit your shots, you're effectively harmless. I can't stress this enough. Do whatever you need to do so that you can put every single bullet in the face of the other guy, and put them there as fast as possible. And if you can't just snap the crosshairs to somebody's head like a magnet yet, you have work to do. Get after it. Dial in your sensitivity, grab yourself a name trainer, hone your physical mechanics like mouse grip, sitting posture, position, and so on. Do whatever you need to do to land your shots. Remember why you're there. Shoot the other guy. While I was personally able to make it to a positive ratio by simply standing in the open and blasting away with the intent of outshooting my competition, it's a lot less stressful and a lot easier if you don't play like an idiot like that. There's lots of things to learn that can make it harder for the other guy to shoot you. Learn to slice the pie. Learn to peek shoot. Learn to Google stuff that you've never heard of before. Learn to turn up the volume and listen for those audio cues that say, someone's about to come around that corner, or you should probably duck out of the fight now, and so on. Making it harder for the other guy to shoot you is an important skill to build. Aggression is good, but a healthy sense of self-preservation can be a good thing. Don't let the other guy shoot you. Don't screw around. Get after it. You're there to be kicking some ass, so get kicking. If you're just screwing around and wandering aimlessly, the other team is going to steamroll you. When you're going to do something, do it. Don't half-ass it. If you're going to engage, engage. If you're going to shoot, shoot. If you're going to disengage, do it. Don't be wishy-washy. In many games, it's a good idea to limit yourself to at least 3 mental modes where you're actively aware of your current intent. You're either A, engaging and actively shooting, B, disengaging and retreating if you're in a bad position or hurt, or C, planning and scouting to find your next position to shoot from and working your way there. Being aware of which mode you're doing at all times helps to keep you aggressive and on task. You should be either shooting, running away, or planning and moving. Play with intent. Eyes and ears up, guardian, operator, shooter, or whatever the hell you are in the game that you play. You need to have your senses on high alert because generally speaking and everything being equal, the person who starts shooting first wins. That needs to be you. The way that you make sure that it's you is to notice the other guy first before he notices you. The only way that can happen is if you're paying more attention than he is. When scanning visually, soft eyes is the order of the day here. Google it. Don't let yourself get tunnel vision either. Watch the areas that you're more likely to see someone, of course, but also be wary for people in strange places. This will come with time as your map knowledge grows. Shooting less aware players from strange places is a favorite pastime of experienced players. It can be helpful to turn off the music and turn up the in-game sounds too. Footsteps and ability sounds can give you information that you wouldn't otherwise have, and it can sometimes be very subtle. Some games have other tools besides basic eyes and ears, like various radar-type systems, and in-game tools like heartbeat sensors. Learn to use these too. Bottom line, use all these approaches and tools that you have at your disposal to give yourself as much information about what's going on as possible. Pay attention. PvP can be hard at times. Even young people who are in really good health and with really sharp reflexes can't just go in and start slaying without any sort of prior game experience of some kind. They may be able to pick up the game quickly, but everyone starts at the bottom. Everyone. You need to face this basic truth. You're going to get killed a lot in the beginning when you're just starting PvP. It's just how it is. Letting it discourage you, though, guarantees that you're never going to be any good. You need to push through this. Don't internalize this frustration, externalize it. Every death should tighten up your resolve to get payback. It should narrow your focus. It should embolden you to try harder and push you to practice and improve. The entire reason that you're here is to prove that you have what it takes. If it's important to you, don't let yourself down by being a quitter. Even the best players on Earth get killed. Remember this. I have literally seen the best streamers on Earth get destroyed by random 8-year-old kids. It happens. You need to get over it. It's just a part of PvP. The goal isn't to go in and be good. You need to remember this. The goal is to go in, have fun, let the success of others teach you how it's done, and then grow your skills so that you can eventually do it to the other guy. Don't be a crybaby. I know. For more experienced players, sometimes it's tough to watch new players struggle, fumble, and get themselves killed over and over when all you really want to do is just win the game and get it over with. Sometimes it can feel like you have to let it out before you explode, but ask yourself something. Do you really think that that player who's struggling with the basics is really going to all of a sudden become a master of the game in a matter of seconds because you screamed at them? Only an idiot would think that the answer is yes. If you really feel the need to say something, at least try to make it positive. No matter what a person's ability level, their performance is always better when they're feeling good about themselves and feeling motivated. Being motivational and polite to them helps achieve this. On the other hand, being a jackass only serves to focus their anger and attention on you. Exactly the opposite of what you actually wanted. Remember, be polite. Most of us play our favorite games because we're there to have fun. Having a bit of sportsmanship in mind while playing can go a long way towards ensuring that we actually are having fun. Sportsmanship as a term exists for a reason. No matter what the sport, game, or subject is, it doesn't take long for any group of people to fall apart when one of them is being a jerk. Just as important, if you really do want to end up being good at the game that you're interested in, remember that you need to maintain long-term motivation to keep playing. Being ticked off and angry all the time will have the opposite effect of this, and it'll drive you away mentally. Instead of letting your negative emotions go unchecked, remember the sportsmanship mentality. This is important for you as it is the people around you. Remember, have some sportsmanship. Modern gaming is social gaming, and PvP in particular is all about the people. There are some wonderful people for you to meet in the modern gaming community, so remember to try and make friends. Some of my coolest and closest friends are people that I met in the gaming community. Some of these people are just close friends that I really adore and just like to hang out with and enjoy running around with. Others are far more competitive, outstanding PvP players and have been outstanding practice partners. If you want to be good at something, you need to push yourself. It's a lot easier to do this if you're having fun and you have a good friend who's willing to help shoot you in your dumb face every time you do something stupid. It's also helpful to have a friend who can show you where the upper bar for performance really is. All of this is only possible if you're willing to make new friends. Remember, make new friends. One of the best ways to not get your ass kicked is to make sure that you're the one doing the kicking. One of the best ways to achieve that is to up your own skills by playing with people who are vastly more skilled than you are. At a bare minimum, pay attention to them when you're playing together as a team so that you can learn their tricks. Better yet, is to get them to fight against you in a private 1v1 match and tutor you. Nothing motivates you like the fear of being repeatedly shot in the face. That happens far more often if you're playing with people who are better than you. There's basic rules and approaches that apply to virtually every shooter game. Things like slicing the pie is a good example. So is the scout, scoot, shoot loop, where you look for a new place to shoot from further up, scoot to it, look for somebody to shoot, and if there isn't, do the whole loop over again. You should also be one shot from cover so that if you do get hurt, you can immediately duck out of the fight. Go out and find as many of these sorts of fundamental tactics as you can and gradually integrate them into your kit. It doesn't hurt to write them down either, and go over your list before and after every game. Record your gameplay and see how well you're adhering to these known good practices. We all love flashy plays where you just pop out and start blasting, but remembering the fundamentals while you play will help you build up good habits in the long run. Remember the fundamentals. So let's recap what we've covered. Shoot the other guy. Don't let the other guy shoot you. Play with intent. Pay attention. Don't be a crybaby. Be polite. Have some sportsmanship. Make new friends. Play with people who are better than you. Remember the fundamentals. And that is how not to get your ass kicked in PvP. If you can remember these rules while you're playing your favorite shooter games, you will eventually be the one shooting the other people in their digital faces instead of being the one getting shot in the digital face. After all, that's why we play shooter games, isn't it? To shoot our friends' cute little avatars in their stupid little digital faces.
You've taken everything.
I'd like to give a shout out to my subscribers. You guys are why I keep doing this. The feedback that I've gotten so far in this project has been overwhelmingly positive, and I very much appreciate every single one of you who has been kind enough to smack that subscribe button. And that's it, guys. GG's and 7 3s.